And we're in here. Strife versus Davenport University. Let's see if Davenport can bring us a little bit of spice, because it has not been a very spicy season. It's been bland, I would say. Really quite milquetoast. But what do we got going on here? We got dualies, quaddies over on the Strife side. Those gotten wicked popular in the meta right now. Aris jump spotting. He's seen some information. He's certainly heard it now, so he's going to fall back away, and the rotations are going to be on. This one's red. This one's rumbled pretty quickly. It's going to be an out-and-out gunfight for the site. Oh, the flashes, the dualies, they're through. And now, here comes the duel! Joels! My goodness! Oh, he's barreling through him! I just can't deal with Joels! It's a 4K!
Oh, goodness me, Joel. That's why the dualies are in the meta right now on pistol round, because they have 30 bullets and they just dole out the damage. Wow. 4K for Joel's, 1-0 in favor of Strife. And yeah, Strife just came out as a unit to try and deny that the A-Tech, excuse me, just realized all the presence was there and they had all the angles. Thanks actually pitched in for one of those with the dualies, but all 5 frags with the dual Berettas. 4 MP9s and the FAMAS here for Strife. No plant for Davenport, so they're just going to go with the pistols once more. It's going to be 3 Glocks, 2 P250s, and nothing else. They're waiting for pushes to come through. I mean, perhaps they will. Strife is probably pretty confident in their abilities against Davenport right now, and that's a chunky nade. Rift down to 31 off of it. Hey, Infinite is pushing. Yeah.
He just heard the click. He heard the click. Oh, he knows those tasty ecos are right around the corner, but he's too tempted in. It was the siren song that led him to be dashed upon the rocks here, John. Those sweet, sweet potential ecos. Oh, that's going to be a good nade.
Oh. I mean, it's good on Dane. It wasn't as good as it could have been. They moved out of the way. But yeah, that's the risk, right? Strife pushing a little too aggressively, get caught out, and Dane picks up an MP9. Now time is starting to tick away, though. 49 seconds left on the clock. Joels has the flashbang out. Just hopping for info. Going to toss it forward probably as soon as he sees someone. He did not see Dane. So down. He definitely saw someone. Flashbang get tossed, and then he goes out and gets one and falls off.
Well, this is getting to be a tough situation. Somehow I don't think Austin's going to wind up with a Zeus kill. There's nothing to block this vision. Good dink out of Dane. It won't... Oh, it will matter. All right, never mind. Rift gets an extra $600. So that's at least something to take forward. Nothing too catastrophic, but no bomb plant's not ideal. But the rifles will come out, and they'll likely actually have a better buy than Strife do in this round.
Yeah, and I mean, Austin getting on the board there makes me want to talk about him a little bit, and there is something to note. He's actually been their best player throughout this season. 189 frags, the only player with a positive kill to death differential at +10, and 21 frags per map on average with an 87 ADR. So he has been consistently good. The problem for Davenport is they haven't really had a second player pitch in and support him that often, which has led to the result of only 1 win. When they did get that 1 win, Dane, who's a player that I kind of expect to be contributing in a bigger way, was very involved in that match. In fact, so much so he top fragged with Austin on Vertigo with 22 frags that time. So, you know, we just need to see more from the supporting cast here on Davenport, because for all intents and purposes, Austin has been playing well.
Jules wants to threaten here in towards the ladder room. He's going to get the duel. The nade's there. That's a great connection, but the trade is on. Still, that was one of the rifles pushing down very aggressively in the hands of Jules, and it's kind of lost. Austin's got some forward positioning in mid. This could be huge. If he can find a pick here, he opens the gates up towards either side. And now he's been spotted. He's been rumbled. He's been revealed. But how do they read this? Because it seems like pressure's coming towards B, and right now Stamina and Infinite, or sorry, rather Stamina and who's over here? Aris are still stuck on towards A. It's always tough to figure out which number isn't elsewhere on the minimap. But here comes the hit. They're making their way through. Slowed down a bit by the Molotovs. 25 seconds. Clock is an issue here, John.
Yeah, well, that's
that
help.
Makes it a bit easier. Plant the bomb. Plant the bomb. They do so.
Situation now, and Aris is on notice. He goes down, and Stamina does as well. That's gonna do it. Davenport are on the board early. Now, admittedly, that wasn't the best of buy-ups for Strife to go up against the AKs with, but Davenport still had to get some key frags, and the time was whittling down. If they don't get that one towards the A side, the B side, excuse me, then they don't get that bomb plant, and the round could have gone Strife's way. Still, I mean, you looked at the money. Usually on a second round, it's a bit better for Strife, but Davenport were effective enough at hurting their economy that they left them in a tough spot. So right here, they decided, okay, well, we're going to force up. We're going to be on double eco anyway. So 5-7s are out, 2 of them, 2 Deagles, and the A1S Stamina. Looking for an opener here, and he's already been taken down to 7 from utility. He has to be careful now. Just info hopping. If another nade comes out, he is dead to rights. Austin has that nade, but I'm not sure he's in position here towards the ramp. He is not.
Still, stamina bobbing for utility with his face. Don't recommend that. Not a fun party activity. Ooh, that's cheeky. I like the run boost in. They've tipped off that they have control of mid here, so Strife's going to move back to adjust to it, but it's just stamina, the player with no health to do so. Oh, that nade was close. That nade was close. It's going to put him on notice. But for now, Davenport, despite having a ton of real estate here and towards mid, isn't going to press it. They could pinch the A site and really cause some ruckus, and instead, it seems like they're going to try and threaten B. 2 players are pushed deep. It's not a bad setup. But as I say that, the bomb actually makes its way out A. So they're going every direction on this map. Aris peeks in, gives up that kill. That's the one rifle dropped as well, unrecoverable. They should just be able to move on now. Snakes will move around the flank. There's pressure on the site. Stamina works his way in the corner. Jolt's doing way more damage than he has any right to be. Stamina finding this rifle. They're going back to try and recover it, but 20 seconds now, time starts to become an issue. And there's the flank starting to come on. If they can drop Rift, this could be catastrophic. Stamina finds one. That drops the bomb. Oh, no. It's all falling apart here. Davenport, you had full control. You had everything. And now you can't even plant the bomb.
Strife just has to hide. The round is over. Rift does get a consolation prize with a frag on the Snakes, and he might get infinite as well. He does, but I mean, the round is done. That actually is kind of important because Strife forced into that round, so their money's not going to be great. So maybe that gives Davenport a chance to come back into this one, but they will also be limited in terms of their buy-up with a couple of AKs. Maybe, given the fact that they can justify, you know, forcing up here, they could get a Galil, perhaps 2 in Pug and Korn's hands. And yeah, it's not a bad idea, given that Strife are going to have 3 MP9s coming into this one. But man, Mike, stamina with what was it, 7 HP, gets 2 frags, and just maneuvering around so perfectly that Davenport couldn't lock him down.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
That was a gimme round for Davenport, pretty much. They kind of threw that away, unfortunately.
I mean, look, it's a force buy, so you can never underestimate the risk, but
still,
you have the advantage, you have the positioning, you have so much control. Everything is working realistically in your favor, and they stall out so hard. That's a feels bad, man, for sure for Davenport. Gonna catch an 8 here is dangerous. He's got his catcher's mid out. And, well, no runs, I guess? Is that what that means? How does baseball? You played baseball, right, John?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Pug! All right, time to turn things back around. The kills are coming in hot and heavy, thick and fast. They got through mid completely, and it was just unknown. They worked their way all the way through the middle of this map. Not a kill goes back in turn. Davenport, what a way to make up for lost time.
That is unbelievable. And again, you know, it's thanks to Rift's efforts at the end. If he goes down without getting one, and it's a couple of rifles for Strife, and they have a much better buy. Instead, their economy stays limited. That, excuse me, they've settled for 4 MP9s, only 1 rifle in the mix. And that's the result. I mean, Davenport were still able to buy up 3 AKs with the 2 Tech 9s, and a big difference maker. We still haven't gotten that round where Strife has had a full-on buy, which will be an important test for Davenport once we get there, which I assume we will if Strife stops forcing up, as they're going to have 4 Deagles and the P250. Sorry, not P250, the 5.7. I understand their logic, I suppose. You know, the force buy wars are on, so they don't want to yield yet. But eventually, you have to stop, especially on your CT side.
Well, it's the joys of the 1400, right?
Yeah.
Still going to take you 2 rounds to save up here. Infinite the danger panel. Feeling like a dangerous customer here. Get support as well. The setup to Infinite and Snakes. The shots could be connecting. Infinite gets one. The flashbang is good. It keeps him alive. Snakes takes more. There's pressure in towards mid, but now reinforcements are on, and this one's falling apart again. They can't be having this. They can't be having this. Austin, he's thunderfooting here, though, but Joel's can't connect. Now, Infinite knows he's between a rock and a hard place, but he will shatter that rock with his bare fists. Infinite's making a read that he might rotate off, but Rift's just pressing forward. Doesn't want to get beat towards the A site. 35 seconds. Rift has a freebie here towards B. It's not happening. You can't blame Infinite for this, right? Positioning game is a great way to mitigate his low HP, so he's trying to make a read.
But I mean, wow, what a back and forth round. I can't believe Strife is even in this position, bringing in only Deagles, but their shots were on point, and Davenport just continued to walk into the bullets pretty much. Davenport is going to get a bomb plant here. Infinite had a wicked shot. He's trying to get it here, and that's going to be it. Rift will take him down. Nicely done from Davenport to recover there, but Strife made it so expensive. 4 frags and almost pulled off another forced by round victory, which would have been very troubling if you're the Davenport squad.
You almost think that might tempt Strife into another force buy, but at this point it would be a mistake.
Can't now.
There's money on that T side. It's not an issue anymore, really. You gotta get healthy here. So yeah, we get a single 5-7 out. That should probably be the full scope of the investment. Time to get guns. Crazy to think that was one more headshot away from being another stolen round.
Yeah. Well, Davenport a chance for a lead here on Vertigo on their T side to boot. 4 AKs and a MAC-10 along with full util. Look at Strife go. They're charging up into mid and towards the T spawn. Good flashbang thrown. Crossfire to deal with. Infinite gets one. Joel's gets a second. Okay, hold on a second. There are guns here for them to pick up if Stamina can get there, and I don't think he will. He should be taking down the game, and he is. So Joel's last one standing. AK 7 HP. Not sure about those odds.
This is time for the porta potty save.
Yeah.
Get in the porta potty, Joel's. Shut the door and don't think about the smell.
I haven't seen someone go in the porta potties for so long.
The problem is you have to give the audio cue, right? So
and
unless
also,
you're guaranteed that they're far away while you get in the pooper, it's a risky one.
Also, the lock turns red.
Does it?
Yes.
I have never looked for that, but that's funny.
Yeah. I think
it
changed.
Only if someone's in there?
Only if someone's in there, yeah.
Interesting. Well, if that's the case, then you also shouldn't be able to open it. Come on, Volvo. Oh. Realism.
That's true.
Terrorists win.
Oh, Joel's. He got it! I got it! He got the kill. Camera juked this out a little bit there. But he did get the kill. The AK survives. So at least the money will be able to build here. Joel's actually could have... Well, no, he would have had the glass cannon in the up. So that's not going to happen. It's full rifles up, rather. But Davenport, this is a big round. If they win here, they keep Strife limping along. They can keep building. This is the first full gun round we've gotten this game, and we're on round 8, John.
That's wild to think, right?
That age is disgusting.
That was a very nice nade. Stamina down to 54, so he's probably going to have to fall off that aggressive position soon. Nade sails in from Davenport. That won't connect on anything.
Someone's been checking Nard out there.
Yeah. It's a good resource.
It's a good resource. Austin's studying those grimy util vids. Rift's got an angle. The smoke isn't as good as you would have hoped. Someone has not been studying Nard out there videos. Nard out here. Is it out here? Out there? No,
out there or here? Out. One of the two.
Nard. Just in Nard.
Sure.
Rhymes with... Tart, John. Of course.
Why?
Aris?
All right.
Coming under pressure here. Seems like we got an A take going on. Double molly cement. Smokes up. Eris very ready for this play if it comes through the smoke. Stamina waiting in the side hallway. Double push back to retake this control ramp. Dangerous is going to have a chance here. Dangerous is going to have a chance here. And there on the smoke fade. He gets one, the second as well.
Whoa.
Well, he will be traded. Things are getting spicy. That ramp control's denied, but a man advantage is available here. Infinite has just now slid back in position to do something about this. He's under pressure. Still managing to get one, but caught out. One not ideal here, and Snakes commits into the fight, into the angle, leaving stamina in the clutch.
I don't think they know stamina's here.
Took damage early.
Oh, what a read.
Great play from Austin. Great round from Davenport University.
Yeah, 2-round lead now. Very nicely done on their side. And Dane, waiting for the smoke fade, and actually 2 frags went in his favor. I do believe I saw either a mouse issue or he had some sort of lag right after the second frag because it looked like his screen froze. Maybe the sensor was having a problem on his mouse. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that was the reason why he goes down because he probably could have had a chance at the third if that doesn't happen. Either way, it's going to be pistols only for Strife, and Infinite goes down to Rift. This is not trending in the direction that either of us expected, Mike. Davenport looked pretty solid here on Vertigo in the early goings.
Yeah, I mean, it is their map pick, right? There's a reason.
Yeah.
They like to play a little bit of Vert. Not for a good long while. Rift. It's solid on that AWP. Making it happen here. He's been dropped. But with Austin controlling mid, he's going to realize that no one else is close at hand. This round is effectively over. Swing into Snakes. There's a flank. But presumably at this point, Dangerous is ready for it. And indeed, he is posted. That snappy shot for Jules.
Wow.
All right, Jules. What else you got for us? What else you got for us? King Jules not going to get another chance to pull the trigger.
Yeah, so Jules does go down, and Davenport, take a couple of casualties. Doesn't matter. Their T-side economy, there we go, got the word out, is flowing. 6-3. They've doubled up on the scoreline of Strife. Now Stamina finally has the op in his hands for the first time, believe it or not, in this half. Round number 10. Half is almost over. So we'll see what he can do. 2 A4s and 2 A1Ss around it. Hug. The flash immediately. Could be a quick hit here from Davenport up the A ramp, which we haven't yet seen from them. Snake's going to toss a flash here to support his teammate. Cement, and no, it doesn't make a difference. Pug gets the opener onto Eris. 5v4 again for Davenport, and Pug going to toss a smoke right into that molly. Snakes has to back off. He's by his lonesome, and he needs to ensure that his teammate can support him should a fight come through here, which it looks like it's inevitable.
Holding mid is going to be so critical. If Stamina goes down here, I don't even know how Strife organizes the defense. They've committed a ton towards the A site. They're actually leaving B entirely vacant. But not really known for Davenport just yet. They have a lurk under the B step, if I'm not mistaken. That peek back in, that might funnel them the other way. That's exactly what they'd be hoping for. Corn starting to beat a path on towards B, and he's not encountering any resistance whatsoever. There's no utility. The rotation is on, and now the flash to get back into the angle. Now they realize Jig is up. The kill comes through. Good one from Corn. He's holding the line, and he's doing so much work now. This has to be a save. Strife have to back away if they even can. Joel's, he's a little committed into the corner here. He's going to try and give him the slip.
Wow. This is a nice showing from Davenport once more here. Excellent take. Corn finally getting into the mix a little bit more. We haven't said his name too much, but that was an integral time for him to get implicated in the round. He gets a couple, and now Stamina and Jules are forced onto the save. Strife haven't really been able to do much since, what was it, round number 6, I think. This is becoming a very one-sided affair, at least in half number 1.
So far, still a lot of Counter-Strike to play, but it is
Yes.
spicy. It is spicy for a Davenport team that we didn't quite know how to read. Chance to contend for sure. Up alive, I'd imagine this turns into a buy around these 2 saved guns. You can get enough going, right? You could drop 2 guns off of Stamina and Joel. Snake can by himself. You got a decent buy here.
Yeah, no question. Thing is, Rift, you know, subbing in here for the primary opper spec, right? He's doing a really good job. Second place with 10 frags right behind Austin. He looks like he's slotted right into this roster, no problem at all.
Yeah, he's playing brilliantly.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Very encouraging as well. I mean, Davenport is in a little bit of a unique system where they have, you know, they're collegiate, so they've got multiple teams. They've got different varsity levels or division levels, or I don't really know exactly how it flows, but I do know that it does lead to the potential for some fluidity between the rosters. And certainly if you get a chance with the big team, you want to impress. Rift's doing exactly that.
Yeah, I think it's his last year at Davenport as well, so not much time left, right?
Not at all. Unless he becomes a Davenport post-grad. I actually don't know how that would work.
I think they leave the team.
Counter-Strikeology.
.112 left on the clock here in round number 11. A chance for Strife to get on the board again. Infinite could be key to that as he's anchoring down this B site. Pug and Corn eat a nade to go down to 69 and 51 HP respectively. And now Pug's going to double back and grab this bomb.
Look at this stack. They've committed so much over towards B without having seen really much of anything at all. Kill mid? No, not going to come through. Corn gets a kill elsewhere. He's traded it from Infinite. That's so much aggression. The shot going wide. Stamina. Oh, that's a brutal loss. Trades going through. Now so much control of the map. Isolating on players. But Jolt is going to keep fighting. Again, these trades happen. It's all on Infinite, and he's out of position.
They know he's here.
His contact is made. They just mad dash. All will be planted. To be able to take out the post-plant positions is a really tough ask of Infinite.
It is. And the shot's not looking very good on the Strife side. Not at all. I think, for one, you can't blame Stamina too much in that situation because he wasn't expecting someone to run through the Molotov. So he missed that shot. Then he got peeked by the other player as well and just got taken down. So tough situation, but everyone else, just the sprays were off. They were peeking at weird timings, and they got caught off every single time. Infinite's going to get one onto Pug here. It's not over. Rip still alive, and he pulls out the molly, and that should be it. That's the right decision.
You know,
and
you
Infinite
can't
do anything. Wow, what a Molotov.
I do like that Infinite instinctively pulled out utility and then realized it was an HE. Rip.
Yes.
Unfortunate that he didn't have a smoke available there.
That is such a fantastic sacrifice from Rift, right? It's so risky to go for that molly throw, but he gets it off right before dying, and it lands right on the bomb. Perfect toss, under pressure. What happened to Austin? Came down to 10 HP from some util.
He got ouchied. This is a technical term.
Yeah.
Big boo-boo. It's through mid.
It had to be a double nade, right?
Believe so. Utility has really been dumped, though. You can see these two players are completely dry at this point over on the Strife side. And meanwhile, Davenport have been holding their names. Nades, rather.
Nades. Yes, I was going to say.
They're holding their names high, John.
Yes.
Holding their names high. Now they're going to start to make some aggression up a ramp. And once again, Jules has been left to pretty much solo dolo hold this. Look at the stack from Strife. They're so wary of getting overwhelmed on towards B that they're just massing in numbers. Joel's without a Maldi, without smoke. But he's going to start to call for some rotation. Two players shifting back in. Joel somehow finds a nook that's not on fire, and Strife somehow finds first blood. Strife.Aris bombed down by Joel's. Even situation. Health not ideal on the Davenport side, but utility not there for Strife. They're gonna have to face the rifles. There's no retake utility. Oh no, the flank on a flank on a flank. He had no idea. They're gonna
Now
save.
they have to save. I
Yep.
mean, there's no choice. No util, like you said. And oh my goodness, I think one player was that Stamina? I'm not sure, but either way, just barely getting away as Rift rattled off a shot from the op. But at the end of the day, Davenport's got a 9th round. They've already secured this half with 8. It's getting even better now as they're flirting with double digits here in this first half of action.
Terrorists win.
Nope.
Hmm?
Gets a little love tap.
Yeah, just a little love tap. Saying that thanks for being awesome today, Rift.
Love tap. A little pat on the back with a blade.
Would be cool in like once the round is over if you could just fist bump your teammates or something. I don't know, just something like
The
that.
fist bumps are only for land, John.
No, in game.
You gotta earn those. No in-game fist bumps.
Oh,
only
man.
on land.
It's on my wish list for CS2, Mike.
You know people would abuse the heck out of that somehow.
Well, how? It's post round. Or
Believe
post
him.
round.
No. You'd find a way to code it in.
Oh.
You walk up behind a player, you fist bump them to death. There's 1 HP at the end.
What?
Oh! Infinite. Gets himself the opening frag here. A push into forklift. This is really bold from Joel's. This is really bold from Joel's. He goes for the re-smoke, but they're past it. He's been spotted. Has to get this kill. Has to get it. And only 1 for 1. Leaves A very open. It's pulling the full rotation. Rift wanted to accelerate off the back of this, but is he going to realize he's a touch too late? They do know that Joel's is the site anchor. If they press forward, at this point, there's 2 crosshairs they're going to meet. Stamina and Aris.
Burn coming out. What a shot onto Stamina. And he's going to get a second as well. Yeah, Aris swinging around wildly. And the 3K for Korn. Wow. Infinite, the last one standing. And I don't know what he can do. He's gonna
Call
have to get
this
all
man
3.
ethanol because he just fueled them forward. Woo! Great shot for Rift to finish things off. Double digits found in the first half for Davenport. They are off to the races.
They're on fire. Everyone, like I was saying, the problem before when they were losing is that Austin was the only one doing anything, and he is at the top of the scoreboard now at 15-6, but he's got the supporting cast. In fact, everyone has contributed here. In particular, though, the sub Rift with the AWP with 12 frags and Korn jumping up to 10 frags from 7 with a 3K. They're just completely opening up the bomb site. Timeout going to be called, I'm assuming, by Strife, because Davenport is walking all over them right now.
Stomping, one might say. Yeah, I mean, it's looked pretty bleak, to be quite frank. Strife have... They look really uncomfortable here on this map, right?
Yes.
We're seeing them go for a lot of really risky stacks. We're seeing them rotate very quickly. As soon as they see any utility, I mean, 3, 4 players are on towards the site. We're seeing them regularly give up just wide space of the map, even when they have 5 alive. And we're not seeing very cohesive peaks. We've gotten some aggression, but it mostly feels like individuals just kind of making a play because they feel like it. This is some better stuff. This is what I like to see. You're going to go for aggression, commit to it, send multiple players. Dane's spotted a bit. So he's going to go ahead and concede the forklift, and that might funnel them in towards B.
And just to note, Mike, there's only one team that can knock Strife out of the playoff spot. It's Davenport. If Davenport wins here and beats Noxious, Strife are out of the playoffs.
No.
Yes.
Interesting. The play. Oh my goodness. Snakes doing a lot of damage here, but not quite being able to finish off Korn. That means that this round is still open. Austin working his way through in towards mid. Austin. He's found a huge frag. That sections off the map, isolates both these players. Whichever way they choose to go, they're only going to find one fight.
Sorry, Mike. I may have been overambitious in my statement there, because it's a four-way tie if they're 3 and 4 at the end of the
This
season.
also assumes that Strife loses to EG.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, that's assuming that Strife loses to EG. I was very excited.
It's all right, though. We'll focus about this round for now
Yes,
because Joel's
Joel's.
just found 2
Wow.
massive kills and dropped the bomb. He was in a hopeless situation, and now he set up his teammate with a clutch. And Infinite, he's Johnny on the spot. He's here, and he's going to secure, at the very least, a 4th round.
Yeah, I guess my point was that Davenport is the most threatening team for Strife right now, more than anything else.
Yes. Strife do need to try and button this up. They're struggling right now. Vertigo does not seem to be comfortable for them.
No, I mean, we'll see their T side, right? You know, maybe that'll be a lot better for them because CT side is actually quite difficult to play on Vertigo. There are a lot of rotations, and the timing is very weird. Like, once you commit to one site and you rotate over, it's hard to get back into the other one. Joel's going to go for some aggression again. He had some success, right, when he pushed down ramp previously, but flashed out twice by Davenport. You really want to hold him to this control. Dane tries to body block the smoke, sort of successful in doing so, but he will go down anyway, and it's a 5v4 advantage for Strikers. They haven't seen many of in this half.
That's one of those body blocks where you're like, why? What,
Yeah.
what are you
gaining?
accomplishing?
Yeah.
Sometimes players ask only if they can, not if they should. A fight in towards mid, a re-aggression coming through from Strife. This is looking downright good. It's all on to Corn now. And what can old Corn do? He's cobbing his way. Back off. Towards the labyrinth below. But I think mostly he's just frozen here. No particular idea. But as time starts to tick away, well, you better get popping. Otherwise, this round's just going to go by the wayside. So, here comes the approach. Multiple players here. Going to have to be very good shooting from Corn. And he's got no read on potential spots. Clears Dupree. Goes back out on the catwalk himself. Pretty confident the quad's not here, but he's still wary. So here comes the swing. They're giving him nothing. The bomb plant, obviously irrelevant, so Strife are very happy to play the post plant with numbers. 15 seconds, he's going to press forward, and that might just be it.
That's risky.
A crossfire there, realizes he has to plant. He's planted open. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of players. Down he goes, and we're off to the half. Double-digit scoreline for Davenport. Couple rounds on the tail end for Strife make this look a little bit better, but still not exactly looking comfortable for them on Vert. And look at this read from Davenport. 4 players here, 5 coming from the other side. It's going to be a spicy pistol. Everybody's on the spot. The Doolies. They're not going to find their shot. There's even a TK in here. Aris naded down Infinite. It's getting chaotic. And Strife are not finding the kills that they need.
No, not at all. I was going to say, oh, Strife looked pretty good at the end of that first half. Like, they finally found their rhythm on the map. But here, well, okay, Stamina's got a couple. He makes it a 1v2. Could make it a 1v1, but no. Rift denies him. And 11th round picked up from Davenport. Yeah, that nade was completely off the mark for Aris. Kind of a shame, taking down his teammate and not really helping their efforts in the round. But of course, credit to Davenport, right? They read that perfectly. They're Johnny on the spot towards that A site and denying Strife the space immediately.
That's what we in business call a hard read. Remember, teams have 2 pistol rounds on a map at least. I feel like there's too many teams at this level that have a very steady pistol round. So if you watch their demos,
you know what they're going to do.
Yeah, it's not so hard to check.
Oh, Pug's watching
Speaking
this.
of knowing what you're going to do. Oh, the flashover's mistimed. Uh-oh, Pug. Uh-oh, Pug. Guess what? He's done. This is a really awkward fight to take with an SMG, and now Austin's kind of committed. Smoke going to drop to try and give him a little bit of cover, but he is very fortunate to get out of that alive.
Oof, yeah. I thought one of those stray bullets would connect.
Rough here, just on the Glocks. I can't be losing too many bodies to this. It's not the investment through from Strife. But with Rift now here as well. There's a Molotov to drop. They're not using it. They're just using the guns, and turns out that that's a very good decision. All right.
Yeah. Pretty solid. Good angles held. They fell off and wisely decided not to force that fight too much towards the stairs, because if they did, could have lost Austin. And then it would have been a problem, because then there's a couple of MP9s for Strife to pick up. Maybe they make some noise, they get a plant, but none of that happens. Good news for Davenport. They can still look in their control firmly. So in fact, 12 to 5 is the score. Only 4 more rounds and Davenport will have secured their map pick. Aris trying to change that here. So is the rest of Strife. They got a couple of Galils and 3 AKs. First proper buy for this half. Ooh, run boost doesn't really work that well. At least Infinite does get one. Austin found one before that, so an even trade. Davenport don't have that much presence on this B site, so it could be a little problematic. That's if Strife decides to commit.
That smoke bloom's a little late for Pug. He just gets a little tickle. Actually, it's only 1 tick. That's not bad. Seems like we're all just going to freeze for a little bit here.
Just check.
Aris making his way up the A ramp. That might completely reroute this. It's going to drag Rift back over, certainly. And Dangerous is thinking about the rotate as well. There's players in mid. Dangerous going down now. Pug's in trouble. He did get 1 kill. That helps make things easier. Molotov. And it's getting wild. It's getting weird. And it's getting to just be Rift alive. 50 seconds. The bomb has to be retrieved. There's a world where Rift gets into a very uncomfortable spot for Strife to deal with. But I imagine this bomb's going to try and link up towards B, and so for the time being, he's not in the right spot at all. If he'd gone down ladder...
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a read and a half. But Strife have left themselves wide open for various points in this.
Rift's going to
get
give
Q
way.
now. Bit unfortunate that, but Infinite will capitalize.
Yeah, no problem for Infinite at that point. He had all the info he could possibly need. Knew Rift was going to come around either from the left or boost up on top, and, well, he read it right. 12 to 6, so Strife are on the board here in this second half, and it is a costly round for Davenport, who are likely going to have to settle for a half buy here. Although Rift does have 5.5k, they could risk it, but they decide absolutely not to. The half buy is what they choose. Strife. An opportunity to go to 7 very quickly here. Although Davenport have 3 players waiting on this B site. Just wondering how many of them have a 5-7, because there are 3 5-7s bought up. Austin doesn't have one. He's got the US. Standing them all up for way too long. Then Joel's cleans his block.
What?
I don't know what just... Yeah. Did a body just fall on Infinite?
Was there something in the Molotov that Austin was trying to grab? And if so, what could it have been?
I don't know.
I am confusion, but apparently so are Davenport.
Yeah, that was weird. Austin was really standing around there for a while, and the round's over. Also, I saw that body fall down from the top. And kind of, I was like,
We
did
love some
someone jump
ragdolls.
down, or yeah,
We love some ragdolls.
yeah.
Well,
Weird round.
let's just forget about that one if you're Davenport.
Yep.
You know, it's just a pistol round. You can write it off. Don't think about it. But maybe Austin don't stand at Molotovs.
Yeah, that's probably the.
I mean, he was dead either way, right? He was pretty stuck. But, not sure what the...
Maybe he was convinced he had a smoke and just kept pressing his button to switch to a smoke, and it wasn't there. I don't know.
Who's to say? Who's to say? But this is the round that matters. This is the guns out in the second half. Got the op for Rift as well. He was good in the first. I mean, 15-9 to this point. It's a really good scoreline.
On T side.
Yeah. Is he on the spot here? No, he's in towards the mid. He's going to have that responsibility. So he'll be coming in for the retake or the post plan if that's what it gets to. Still 3 bodies onto the A defense. It's a good setup early. Utility coming out from both sides, so they're not really hiding this. It's pretty telegraphed, especially with no presence on towards B. Here's the swing, though. Infinite, snappy on the shots. Flashbangs are good. They need to kill Infinite to set up the rest of the defense, and they're not able to do any such thing. Dangerous way too slow on that, and so as a result, they're going to have to save.
Well, Dane only gets 1, and like you said, just too slow to turn around and try and engage with the players on site. And that's going to do it. 8th round picked up by Strife. At least Davenport walk away with an op and an A1S, but it's looking like the T sides of both these teams is pretty good. Once upon a time, Vertigo was extremely T-sided, but I felt like, well, anyway, excluding this match, that it was shifting more to the CT side. At least in recent times. But both teams have something to say about that. Snakes, chance to find Rift here. Rift's watching the angle. Might have to go for a no-scope if Snakes comes around, but Snakes and Stamina here to get Austin. Can they get the op? They do! Oh no! No gun saved over for Davenport.
Well now, we have a game on our hands, John.
Yes, we do.
Davenport looking so very put together in the first half. Now struggling to get their feet down on the CT side of old Vertigo. Seems like there's something in the water today.
Yeah.
Something is bad defense juice.
Well, are they trying for the mid push? Yeah.
Yep. Don't mind that. Very little in terms of weaponry. Get weird. Oh, they might actually catch. They might actually catch here. If they pick the right side, if they go towards B. Oh, Rift's going to be here on the flank. They're hearing it now. The bodies are here. Aris is on the angle. And, okay, at some point you got to stop walking. You got to swing. And realizes that everybody's here. And while he will die, his off is unretrievable. Drops to the side very intentionally. This one, well, did not quite get as interesting as it looked.
Yeah, that's such a split-second decision and a good one from Stamina to say, oh, throw the opposite side, I'm going to die. You know, and well played on his part as Strife do pick up a 9th, and now they're flirting with double digits. Yep.
Let's be real, though, John. He's not saying, I'm going to throw the op away, I'm going to die. He's saying, I'm going to throw the op away, I'm going to go chase ecos. Could I just sit in the corner and they would still have to swing and we would win? Yes. But I want some eco frags.
Maybe. I'd like to think it was the strategic side.
No, it wasn't. Every CS player knows in their heart that he was hunting the number. Remember, folks, eco frags look just the same on HLTV stats.
Although it would be nice if they didn't.
It would be interesting if there was a distinction on them, but it'd be so hard to delineate, I suspect, for like an algorithm of what exactly is an eco. Does half-by count? Is Rift dead? Did Jules get dinked in the back of the head, but it only did 30 damage? All these things are true.
Well, maybe they'll find a way to do it in CS2.
In CS2.
CS2 is my new go-to, Mike.
Do we get HLTV too?
Maybe. Oh,
We'll get
Change
Prof
the
on that
URL.
one right away.
yeah.
Molotov in, just in case someone else had taken the president. They haven't, but I like the diligence. Utility going to be through, and Davenport out of position. Try for some spam through, but this is just not going to happen. Utility's there. Deny the plant, at least for the moment. Could plant wide, but they don't want to. A boost up. A bit cheeky. This is a bit cheeky. Now the numbers are evened up. We got a round on our hands.
Ooh, Air's getting tagged down to 31 HP as well. They're going to toss a smoke right onto the site on the Davenport side. And eventually they're going to make their move up. Dane has to be careful not to expose himself while throwing this smoke. And there it goes. The retake is on.
Too slow, though. Their bomb smoke is going to be useless pretty soon. As soon as they put one player off of this, it just won't matter. And yeah, I mean, they haven't done any damage. It's all well and good to smoke and defuse, but you kind of got to do a little something else first to distract the focus. And I think Davenport, you can see the pieces of the idea of how a retake is supposed to go, but they're very disjointed. The smokes are too slow. They throw two smokes, one's for side hull, one's for the bomb itself, but the bomb smoke comes out way earlier than the side hull smoke, and then they don't actually swing through. The trick, if you're going to do that, try and defuse right under, is you have to engage with the ramp players. You got to fight them. That's the only way you keep them from just killing your diffuser, and they seem to forget that critical part of the equation.
Yeah, and they also, I mean, you talked about it. I think the most important thing is just not sinking the smokes, and maybe there was a miscommunication as to exactly what they wanted to do. A lot of problems there, but Davenport is going to put that one behind them, or try to anyway, and get a swag 7. The old mag
Yeah, all right, Pug.
is in the mix.
In towards mid. Get her.
Yeah.
See a lot of those these days.
Snakes
Alone
could go down.
hasn't been playing. It's not going to go down.
Oh,
You see, Pug, just feeling a little too chunky today.
not the best of angles to hold. Yeah, I miss seeing Pwn, man. That,
He's gone and pwned and left us all alone.
yeah.
Been a minute since we've seen that roster in competition really at any level.
Yeah, exactly. That's the weird thing about having 3 rosters, right? Like, eventually there's one that kind of gets left out in the wind.
Hopefully, actually, did they compete? They didn't compete in the Melbourne qualifier. Why did they compete in the Melbourne
they didn't,
qualifier?
no. I don't know.
Did they not I guess they didn't make it to the Melbourne qualifier.
Yeah, that could have been it.
I think they attended the event last year. That's bummer.
Well, getting back to this one, though. Oh, this round's pretty much over. Right, Snakes is going to take down Corn. Dane and Austin waiting around the corner here towards the A site. Not really much happening. So, yeah, this is going to be a Strife round.
Yes. That's my contribution to this conversation. It is, in fact, going to be a Strife round. I mean, this next one's going to be so important for Davenport. They've looked very limp since the half switch. Again, just sort of very basic elements of a Vertigo. That retake's just sticking in my mind. It's like a gum on my shoe, John. Can't quite shake it.
I can't
Hopefully,
blame
for Davenport's sake, they can shake this one. Because it's time to get her going.
you. No, there were multiple things wrong with that retake, so it's definitely something of concern here for Davenport on their CT side. But like I said, yeah, they just put it behind them. Forget about it. They've got a full buy here to focus on. It's going to be 3 A1Ss, I think an A4 for Dane. Yeah, he runs the A4 now. And Rift with the big green in his hand. So now's their chance. That's Davenport, anyway, to make their mark on this match and really start to rev that engine and get it going to a win here on Vertigo. It was looking so very promising. Up 10-3 in that first half before Strife get 2 in a row, make it 10-5. And since that point, Davenport's only gotten 2 rounds versus Strife's 8.
They have Rift focused up in towards mid again. Would love to see them unleash the Opera. Just go for a hunt down a ramp. That's typically where we see most Operas on this map, but it doesn't seem to be touching it. And I mean, to be fair, it just hasn't been working well for him on the CT side. He was 15-9 the last time he had an op. Hasn't gotten a kill since, so not a big deal.
I would like to see him, like you said, Mike, and I agree with you. Take that fight towards ramp.
That's a good nade. That's a good lineup for old Dane Joris. He's a wily fox with that utility. Joel's going to plant this bomb, but it's a counter utility. They're late on it. So the bomb plant does go in, and Joel doesn't even take that much damage for it. Davenport Maybe just processing some of this retake stuff a little bit too slow, but to get another chance at this, the problem is this time Snakes is working his way through mid-late. And they go out ahead of the smokes, so Stamina collects that one for free. That's going to set up Snakes even further. Now they're pressing in. It's chaos. It's disorder. It's pandemonium. It's Pug trying to get something, anything, but now they know there's players behind. Where are they going to go? Pug's just trying to fly in to clear this out, but this is just to secure the save. And save they will not. At least not many. Snake continuing to collect. It's just nothing doing here. Rift run down. He knew there was a player right at his back, but he knew there were players in his front. Couldn't turn.
Oh my goodness, what a fantastic maneuver by Snakes to get in on that flank, and he gets the first a little while ago, but then the last three prevent Davenport from saving anything. And yes, loss bonus is full at 3,400, but on the CT side, it doesn't mean as much as when you're on T side, because you can't really get the full-on armor and rifle and utility that you would be able to do so, or at least more so on the T side. Tied up 12-12, and this has been a monumental shift in the direction of Strife.
Or Davenport.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about that supporting cast, right? Needing to contribute. They kind of disappeared now.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of have 2 rounds off the pistol. I mean, it's... Oh, at this point, it's been, what, 7 in a row for Strife? 7 in a row.
Yep, that's
From
right.
12-5 to 12-12. They just cannot put together a defensive round to save their lives here on Vertigo.
Yeah. Well, Snakes has a fight coming in very shortly. Pug! Can he finish off Stamina? He does. Stamina had util up for a very long time there. Snake's going to toss a Molotov on forward, and that should help a lot for Davenport. I think Snake's job right now is to make sure they don't pick up that AK. Oh no, Snakes, don't get the op! Get away from there. He gets caught out by Pug. I mentioned you didn't want to get the gun, but that doesn't mean pick it up and show your back to them. Infinite does get onto the site and take down Austin. 4v3, and they still have an advantage, but that op is so scary. It's in Dane's hands, so not in the most dangerous opper's hands on Davenport, but Dane can still use it.
He can hit.
And he connects on a Joel's.
He can hit. Oh, Dangerous. Doing the work right now. Only 2 will survive. Only 2 will survive, so it's not an absolute catastrophe, but considering that was a life buy in, it's a miracle for Davenport. Their prayers have been answered. An angel has descended from the heavens and blessed them with the potential to still fight for this game.
Mike, that was just an unfortunate and very bad misplay by Stamina and Snakes. You know, Stamina coming out there with utils, getting fired upon, doesn't know what's going on, and ends up going down after, I think, at least 10 rounds were expended from the A1S. And then Snakes holds the angle, falls off, decides to go back for the op, turns his back to the play, and then, well, he goes down for free. So that was just so very unfortunate for Strife. And they're going to have to recover from that. Luckily for them, Mike, their economy is absolutely amazing. They still have the lowest is 7.5K here after fully buying up.
They are robust.
Yes.
Looking robust for sure. Just one piece out. I mean, they'll probably realistically be buying for the rest of the game, right? They don't need to really think about the economy. That nade is kind of nice. Solvents up a couple of players, and they did look like they just wanted to go towards B, but that HE slows them down, at least for the moment. This seems like a pretty straightforward play. Yeah, just going to try and simplify. Throw the utility here on towards the B site. They've got a bevy of nades. Without the rotation coming in yet, of course, a little stagnant. Haven't seen anything towards A ramp, but now they're just now moving in. Our utils on. Nades are good. Austin's gone. Nothing he can do about that one. That leaves Pug in an awkward spot. Needs to get something done. He absolutely will deliver. Like, can that be denied? Apparently. Doesn't happen just yet. Oh, Jules is going to fluff one, but he still should be able to plant the C4.
Yeah.
Eventually. Come on, Jules. There we go. Nice find. Corn just trying to hit the timing, but Stamina never was pulled off of that angle now. It's up to Rift to be a hero, but he's losing his teammates, and he wants no part of this. He's out. He's saving. That's going to be Strife bringing it right back to 13-all.
I mean, their economy is just not good. Even with winning that previous round, Rift has to save to keep things going into the next. As Strife, great recovery there, tying things up at 13-13. But man, you want to talk about a contrast here. Okay, you know, that retake utility we talked about, it wasn't very good for Davenport. Didn't look very synced. That execute utility from Strife was phenomenal. Everything thrown simultaneously. The Molotov sailing in, the smokes as well. Davenport had no choice but to back off. Not to mention the main stack in the exact right position. So everything perfect for Util on the execute for Strife.
Oh,
And
Stamina!
Rift can't save the op. Stamina's jumping over Molotovs through the fire and the flames to deny the save.
Tragedy. Tragedy strikes.
Again.
Tech 9, a flame, thunder, and a fury. Sorrow on the Davenport side. Gonna half by this. They're gonna concede 14 unless these two rifles can do something real spicy. That's just their map pick. So it's a 10-5 half, John. 12-5 at one point off the pistol. And it's just been the slimmest of pickings ever since.
Such a promising start, too. Well, it's not over yet. And you're going to see Davenport investing into a couple of A1Ss. That makes sense because Rift and Korn stay above the 2K mark. So does everyone else. So why not? And they can get a light buy up around them. Gives them a better chance into this round. And they still have the full loss bonus going for next. But as it stands straight, all the momentum. Davenport are going to have to make something special happen here to grasp that momentum back in their hands.
Oh, that's massive. That's the
start.
bomb. That's the bomb. That's the bomb, John.
Wow.
Just to push down on the flank. No presence towards B steps. This is something Strife have been doing round after round after round. So the change up here gets red. Snakes pressing in on the periphery. Now they're going to pinch in towards the step spot. But Pug has such a good angle for the 5-7. Molotov. Oh, not the move there. Got to keep the gun out.
But the bomb is still mollied off.
It is. That'll delay them at least for the moment. That allows Korn to get into the fight. Just down to ESL and Snakes. My goodness, could this be the round for Davenport to crack through? It's looking likely. And full credit on to Pug for getting them to this point.
Not to mention, he was the one with the 5.7. The two rifles are still pretty good in terms of the definition. Yeah, it's really good now.
For this positioning, though, you've got a player ladder who can come down and flank. You got two defending. The two rifles are defending this A site. There's still full belt of utility here on the other side. And the ladder player is making the shift at just the right time. Dane needs to get into this angle quickly. They've got this read. They've got this read. 22 seconds. No time to spare. They're committing. Oh, the Molotov's good. And the swing out from Korn gets nothing. Go through this, you'd imagine. Going to test it just with the moment, but that's going to be dangerous. The key piece, the found AK, making all the difference. Snake slips into the side hall. Slithers in here. This be the insurance policy for his team. They have no idea he's moved off the site. Dangerous is now considering the possibility. Shot hit, but it's not on the head. And so an unarmored Austin. He's got one chance at this. One chance at this. And Snakes, realizing he's not on the bomb, doesn't have to face. Now here's the check. It's a full 10 seconds, so if Snakes just pulls him, that's it. And it's over.
Wow, Snakes, huge again. I talked about him not really contributing that much this season to the squad, and maybe he heard me, I don't know, but this is a ridiculous performance from him here tonight so far. 29 and 18 is leading both teams by a significant margin. And once more comes out with a critical 3K in a round where it looked like Davenport were going to upset Strife. What a phenomenal play from Pug to even put them in that position. And it all falls by the wayside, thanks to Snakes slithering his way to victory. So we head into round number 28. Rift is holding this angle, finally. We were talking about it towards the A ramp with the AWP, but it's not going to last. He falls off of it. Either way, Strife aren't really heading in towards that site just yet. They're in fact taking control of mid. 4 players committed to this. The other one is lurking around. That's Infinite. Dane. Critical spot here. He needs to come up big and decides, you know what? I don't want to take this fight right now. I'm going to fall back. And it might be the right decision. No. He gets one and then done.
This is a tough spot now. B defenders, Pug hitting. But they don't expect Austin in the corner. The light clears for the flashbang, and the drop shot not there for Stamina, trying to force the issue. But it was disjointed with Infinite. Infinite wasn't up to threaten at all, so Stamina's just dropping into his doom. Now, all on the shoulders of Infinite. Coming, looking. Shot's not on. How many more of these is he going to get? 35 seconds.
He doesn't have to save at all.
No, he's wary of the flank, though. Now 30 seconds on. Flank not having come through. Here comes the move. Gonna have to brave 2 EWPs. That actually, one of which isn't fighting? This is interesting. They're kind of doing like a staged approach. Like the rifle and the op fight, and the secondary op come in as an insurance policy here. Or Rift will just hit the first, so no insurance policy needed. And we've gone the full 30, John. Guaranteed.
Yeah, Rift quiet so far here in the second half, but that was a critical time to connect on the shot, taking care of Infinite, and Dane as well, getting one. So I talked about it, you know, falling off of mid. I think he could have had one perhaps either way. He tried to fall back into CT spawn and does get that one, but immediately traded out. I thought at that point, okay, maybe Strife have an opening, but it was very, like I said, disjointed when they were trying to get into that site and jumping down from the boost spot. So it's tied up, 14-14. We're going the distance. Strife deciding to go to the B stairs. There will be counter utility thrown by Davenport as soon as Strife shows face here. Infinite, hoping to pop up and cause some chaos here.
Oh, here comes the util. Pug's tight to the danger panel. There's the pop up. There's the kill. The second. Not quite on, but it is indeed. Infinite spotted a hint of an ankle, and that's all he needs to strike. That point now on Dakin. Dangerous. If he loses this fight, that determines the round, and it might do anyway. They've got core developing on the flank, but look at the money here, John. It's not great. There's a world where they just need to save and fight for overtime.
I think that's what they're going to do. Will they be able to is another question, because I'm pretty sure Strife's going to hunt here. And yeah, they absolutely will. Their money's fantastic. They could all die, and they'll still be able to get buys. Korn, trying to stay alive, holding the angle patiently at bridge. And, well, he goes down. Nice shot from Snakes, and Dane and Rift now will have to try and survive. And I have a feeling that Snakes' spidey senses are tingling. Rift does take down Eris. Swings around to get Snakes, but won't do it. There's the op down, and there's the A1S down. It's Snakes again, Mike. Another 3K. He is up to 32.
140 AR since the half switch. 32
Holy
kills.
Moly.
Oh, this is the Snakes I like to see.
It is.
This is a hungry Snakes. Coming back for the Counter-Strike world. Coming back to stamp his name on NACS. I'm thrilled about that.
It's, very well could be his best so far.
Mans knew I was watching. Didn't want to let me
I
down.
suppose so.
Shout out Snakes. My guy. Let's see if he can seal the deal here, though. This is the one that matters. All the kills in the world aren't going to matter if you hit overtime. It's the reset. But it's just on the MP9s here, so his kills in the last round, very important.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a full buy otherwise.
Russian coming in here from Korn. He wants to play the edge of the smoke. Wants to take the initiative. Do you expect him to be postured so far forward? Well, it doesn't matter because he's withdrawn. It's not gonna stick around. It's not gonna stay on. We've got a double push down the B steps, and that's been left completely vacant. Strife not taking that information means that Pug and Austin have a lot of space here, and they're gonna continue to press. It is, but you still gotta hit those shots. That might prompt them further in towards the site. That might accelerate the pace. They want to clear at the back line. Look out, 45 seconds and Snakes. That's the opener. And the second as well. That's what you're looking for. Kicks down the doors of this site. The flank is cleared up. It's all falling apart here. They just don't seem to have this last extra bit of juice. Bombs planted with 2 MP9s. with no further utility. What are you going to do here? That last flashbang, great effect to take down Snakes, but it's all on Austin. An SMG and a dream. But no more.
Ah.
Strife, they did it the hard way. They battled for absolutely every round there, but Strife take it 16-14.
Wow. What a map of play here that we have between these two teams. Davenport playing their hearts out. A few mistakes made, a few too many, unfortunately, there in their second half because they had a 12-5 lead and they really let that one slip away. Strife, even towards the end, though, they ended up going back and forth. Davenport really woke up in a big way.